So welcome back. This evening we're going to get into adding and subtracting positive and negative numbers. Before I do that though, I want to bring out another vocabulary word, this word, the opposite. So the opposite for us a lot of times just kind of means to switch the sign. Like if I ask you, what's the opposite of 5? You could simply say, well, that's negative 5. The other side is 0. So when we see this, yeah, right here, the opposite of 5, this will actually be interpreted as, so the opposite of 5 will actually represent then a negative 5. So if I draw that out on a number line, 5 would be located here. But when I say the opposite of 5, what that says is move the opposite direction on their side of 0, and that would be then a negative 5. So this would be interpreted as a negative 5. So when I look at this, this actually means the opposite of a negative 5. So the opposite of a negative 5, so if I draw a number line, so I draw a number line there, I can say that I'm at negative 5, but they want me to move the opposite of negative 5, so instead of moving left of 0, that means to move to the right of 0 5 places. So the opposite of a negative 5 is actually going to be a positive 5. So this would be then just a 5. So if I look at this problem, notice I have a negative 5, but I got to take the opposite of the negative 5. So the opposite of negative 5 becomes then a positive 5, but then I got to take the opposite of positive 5, and that's going to give me a negative 5. So if I look at this problem, this part here changes into a 5, but I got to still take the opposite of 5, and that's in turn going to give me a negative 5. So when I look at this problem right here, we can look at this as 8 minus negative 7, but also we can look at this as terms. There are two terms in this problem. So I have an 8 and also have this right here, which will be the opposite of negative 7. So if I have 8 plus the opposite of negative 7, that's really the same thing as saying 8 plus 7. So if I want to read this, I don't have to read this as 8 minus negative 7. I can actually read this as 8 plus the opposite of negative 7, but the opposite of negative 7 is actually simply 7. So I could change this problem into 8 plus 7. Same way here. If I look at it as terms, I have this first term, I have this second term. So I have negative 7 plus, and we know that the opposite of a negative 3 is actually a positive 3. So I can actually change that problem into an addition problem. And that's typically where we want to go with algebra, is we want to use addition symbols as the way to connect things together. Stay tuned.